All right, May 5th. See what happened over the course of the last 24 hours. 168.4. Hey guys, good morning. Happy Friday, May 5th. Yeah, good freaking morning. You're gonna hear lots of birds. I've got like a family of cardinals over there that's flying around. I've got a bunch of crows that are, squawking and doing their thing this morning. So you might hear the wildlife. Crows are actually my favorite, just so you know. I keep threatening Richard that I'm going to grow my own murder and feed them and stuff, but crows freak him out because of, the birds. Anyway, I can hear my dogs inside playing, so you might hear them too, but you know what? I feel so good. I think that, after almost 6 years of following this way of eating, I have really gotten, I think, a little too comfortable. And so other than the times that I'm doing challenges, I might get a little too comfortable where comfort kind of tends to become arrogance, where like I wasn't tracking and I wasn't really paying attention to the times I was eating or the volume that I was eating. And it's just like, okay, well, these are keto foods or ketovore foods or carnivore foods, and I can just have these and I'm going to be fine. And I think that what has happened with that, it's a great mentality, at least in my case, when it comes to maintenance, because I have maintained my weight loss effortlessly. So over the course of the last probably 9 or 10 months, I've been right around the same weight, within about 3 pounds up or down. So clearly, by being more relaxed and not tracking and not really paying attention, that's how I'll nail it when it comes to maintenance. But right now, I still have a higher body fat percentage. I'm still hovering around like 34% body fat. I still have a little bit of visceral fat that I am anxious to get rid of. I think my digital scale estimated about 8 pounds of visceral fat, so I'd like to reduce that too. And just in general, I know that it will help to get down a little bit more in my weight. Plus, I mean, I don't think that there is anything wrong with having a physique in mind. And so there is, I'm looking probably at 20-25 pounds that I like to lose to where I feel like mentally that's where I'm going to feel comfortable with my weight. So I have a little more body fat to lose, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with admitting that and still going for that goal. After 6 years, I should have been there a million times, but of course I had some fluctuations and times where I regained and times where I didn't. But over the last 9 or 10 months, I've been at least maintaining the weight loss that I've had thus far. But now, even though it's only 5 days, so the first 4 days of May, just being really consistent as far as my timing of eating everything and really trying to pay attention to hunger cues rather than the clock and just saying, okay, it's about 8 o'clock. This is when I normally eat. I am feeling, number one, I am feeling really good physically. And as far as my energy, I feel really good. But I have this like really renewed sense of motivation because I am seeing, number one, I'm seeing it on the scale. Number two, I'm feeling it in the way my clothes fit, and like the way that my face looks in the morning. There's a lot of puffiness that's not there. And just gosh, the energy and the mindset, I'm feeling really good. So I'm excited about this month. It's tough to film every day and to edit every day and to upload every day. But that being consistent and being accountable is exactly what I was hoping I would get out of doing this challenge. So I hope you guys aren't completely sick of me uploading and hear me ramble. So anyway, I am going to go start my day. I just dropped the chainsaw off at school. I realized after I uploaded my May 4th video that I did not answer questions, so I'm going to knock out a couple in today's video as well. So we'll get to those also, and we'll see what I eat. When, I don't know. It's funny because usually like 6:30, 7 a.m. is when I have that first like swing of hunger, and I didn't even have it today. So we'll see how it goes. I just filled up my to-go cup with some black coffee, and then I have my water bottle full of electrolyte water, and I'm getting ready to make the trek to work. 24 whole miles. Yay. At least I have my music to keep me company. So now I have to decide what I'll listen to. All right, so I will see you guys after a little while, but I'm excited. Let's start day 5. All right, see you in a bit. Time to test. It is 1:30. I am still currently fasted. So let's see where we're at. And for anyone curious, it is like 80 degrees today. But my prep room at work is like 55. Which is why I'm always wearing a hoodie or a sweater. And then I complain later about the heat. That's because it's like the two extremes. Alright, glucose first. I just washed and dried my hands. It's a little high. Higher than I would like it to be. Okay, time for ketones. 0.7. Feeling pretty good and not hungry yet. So, oh, would you like to say hi to the people? You don't have to. It's okay. I was testing my ketones. You can say hi if you want. Just don't swear.
Hey!
This is my child. He's strange. Anna, you want to meet everybody? No? No? She doesn't have to. Hi. This is Anna. This is Christian's girlfriend, our second daughter, and we love her.
Yeah.
We do. We love you. And that kid's special.
He is.
But like, you're funny, and we like being around you.
It's your.
But look at this terrible thing he's drinking.
Hey, okay.
Hold on. Per can, 65 carbs in one can. Yeah, 60. At least hers is 0 carb.
Yeah, it has vitamins in it.
She's drinking sparkling ice. She's making better choices.
Well, Arizona, if you watch this, make a sugar-free one, and I'll drink that instead.
Now, we did get the drops, though. Those are sugar-free.
But they still have colors
It's
in them.
genius.
They still have color, but
This doesn't have sugar.
This doesn't have colors in it, which is stupid. It gets the color from carrot juice.
No. The Arizona drops doesn't have colors in it.
what?
Yeah, it doesn't have colors or sugar.
There is an
I'm gonna be
Arizona
using that
Mucho
now.
Mango like
Never
water
mind.
drops that
The
are
last one
sweetened
you'll
with
see me
like
drink.
Splenda or something.
Yeah. That's why.
You know
I
what
like
tastes
this
even
out
better?
there.
Oh, stop!
Yeah,
my
you
God.
should try it. Okay, the purple one's
Christian
better.
apple.
The purple one's really good.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Dude, that
All right. Just got home from work and I'm going to share a favorite thing on the planet. I haven't eaten yet, but I'm gonna right now. I have strawberry seltzer water, and I measured out to the gram 56 grams of this guy, the Cabot, the extra sharp cheddar, but it's the Vermont extra sharp white. This is the best cheese on planet Earth. So I am having 2 ounces. So let me show you. 2 ounces that I measured out, so 56 grams. And I'm going to nibble on this. And then tonight we are grilling up some burgers and I'm making some jalapeno poppers. So I'll have a couple of burger patties later, jalapeno poppers. It's gonna be a good day. So anyway, this is seriously my favorite cheese that exists in the world. No, maybe not. That's probably Boursin cheese, but this is number 2 for sure. Yeah, so I'm gonna snack on this and get ready to do some dinner. All right, so now I'm hanging out waiting outside for my people to get home from school. So I'm gonna turn you around so you can see when they pull up in the driveway, because it's kind of like my favorite. Yep. Good afternoon, Chainsaw. How was school?
It was school.
It was school.
Heavy book.
Hi, your shirt matches the car today.
Hold
It's for the YouTubes. Do you want to say hi to the peoples?
on. Hi.
You want to say hi to the...
Oh,
Oh my god.
how are you doing, YouTube people?
Yeah. Well, you look beautiful.
Thank you. Hearts on the car. I think Cassandra does look pretty good.
Oh,
She's my girl.
Are you happy it's Friday? And you get to be a potato tomorrow?
did my stuff come by the way?
I have no idea. Ask Anna. Okay. I'm going to turn it off now, but... Welcome home.
Thank you.
Thank you for tolerating me for the sake of the YouTube family. All right, Chainsaw, bomb it. I said, all right, Chainsaw, bomb it. All right, bomb it. Roll Tide. This is what we do. That's perfect. This is what we do every afternoon. I usually participate, but I just sat down. Okie dokie. Dinner time. Jalapeno poppers. So these are like massive jalapenos, and they are stuffed with cream cheese, Mexican blend cheese, and some little bacon pieces. And then I've got a burger, and I used my little Dash griddle maker to make like a chaffle sandwich. But this is just a large egg, a half teaspoon of baking powder, and a little bit of the Mexican shredded cheese. I have a single slice of tomatoes, some mayonnaise, a 1/3 pound burger patty, lettuce, lots of dill pickles. So let's taste test. And we're using the back of my car temporarily to record this. The jalapeno poppers, because these are like the big guys, they're not like super spicy. At all. Like almost green pepper. No, you're so good though. Burger. It's money, baby. All right. All right, I'm gonna go and eat and enjoy my dinner, and I'm excited. All right, see you later.
Oh. Hello, internet folks. How are you today? Good.
They've already seen you once today. This is just...
You're welcome. Yeah.
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 Well, we're walking
Trying to walk down,
burgers.
yeah, meat patties.
Uh,
Oh, God.
Richard had...
So
how many
good.
burgers did you have?
25. No way, I cooked 25. I'm sorry, I had 2.
We did cook a lot.
Because when Karen says, hey, can you light the grill tonight to make burgers? I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking 6 or 7.
17.
Yeah, 17 damn burgers later.
All right, so we had 17 burgers. How many did you eat?
2.
2?
Yeah.
And you ate
With
yours on...
Arnold keto bread.
Yeah,
which
because
is
he can do that. I think it's like 2 or 3 net carbs per bun.
She did the math. She
Or the
approved,
dirty
so we're
keto
good.
thing. They do not affect his blood sugar because he's
Superman.
Superman.
Okay.
I had mine on a chaffle,
That's
which I have a little regret about because I don't feel great.
Why are we
now.
running?
I don't know. Trying to keep up with my phone.
Is your phone walking away from you?
It feels like it.
Weirdo.
Anyway, this is walk number 2.
Walk number 2.
All right. Tell the folks bye.
Bye.
Hey guys. All right. Time to wrap up day 5. I stepped outside. Richard is watching Goodfellas and it is at like full volume. So stepped outside so that I could kind of wrap up the day. I really feel, food-wise, feel very satisfied, very, honestly, a little miserably full. So I'm not sure if I just had too big of a dinner or too much dairy. Could be either one. I'm interested to see if that dairy, because it's really the first time I've had cheese in a little while. So I'm interested to see if that affects anything in the morning. But yeah, so I feeling pretty good other than feeling like a little too full. And that's about that. So wrapping everything up, getting ready to go to bed, since I have to get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning for work. So yeah, just wrapping up the day. Now I did realize that I forgot to answer any questions yesterday in the May I Get to Know You segment. But I did. I forgot to answer a couple of questions in yesterday's video. So I went through some of the questions today and I grabbed a couple from Linda, who is in the Facebook group, which by the way is a private group. It's the Southern Ketovore support group for keto, ketovore, and carnivore. We would love to have you over there if you are interested in joining, and that link is in the description below. But Linda asked a couple of different questions. So one of her questions was in regards to electrolytes and whether or not they are necessary. She mentioned herself that she's been doing this way of eating for about 10 months and has not added them at this point and has seemed fine. And is that something that people necessarily need? I will say this. Obviously not being any sort of medical expert, and I'm sure that every person is different. But I think the majority of people, if they're salting their food to taste and eating a decent amount of food, whether it's keto or carnivore, I think for the most part are probably doing just fine without having to supplement electrolytes, unless they're noticing specific things that might be a part of lacking certain electrolytes. So for instance, like muscle cramps or fatigue or something, there might be something that's missing. And of course those are always things that you can have checked with just a regular blood draw, like metabolic panel as well. For me, I actually did not include any electrolytes until about 6 months ago. And I mean, this is nearing a 6-year journey for me, and it's not something I've ever added until just this last 6 months. I really added it more as to see if I felt different by having them. And in truth, I don't feel much different, except that it is, I do enjoy them, and I feel like I'm going to say I think that it's the sodium more than anything else that a lot of times will satisfy me and help me extend a fast, or if I wake up and I'm not feeling really great, or I'm lethargic, or I'm feeling dehydrated, and I add electrolytes to my water, it is something that I feel like makes me feel better. But I went a really long time without supplementing electrolytes, and I felt just fine. So I think for the majority of the people, it's probably not a necessity. So that said, I know Dr. Berry has talked about it a bunch of times, like just salt your food to taste, and that usually can be a guide for you as far as, sodium, particularly having enough of that in your diet. So yeah, I don't necessarily think that it's something that's required for everybody. I think that just finding the type of salt that you enjoy that's available to you is probably the best bet. I do not subscribe to buying electrolytes. I have tried them. For instance, I've tried the ones from Element, and while they are delicious and I think the quality is outstanding, they are a little spendy for me. And they've reached out to me about doing a sponsorship, and we've kind of gone back and forth about it, and I have not committed because I really personally feel like a lot of my message is trying to make this way of eating approachable for people, and I don't want to push a product that I don't think is actually necessary for the majority of people. So it's kind of like it's a difficult thing for me to come to terms with, the idea of trying to sell something that I wouldn't personally use with any regularity. I think that they're a great company, and I know a lot of people absolutely love them. But I don't have that kind of money. So for me personally, I started looking at old like Reddit articles and everything to come up with my recipe that I use for electrolytes. About 6 months ago, I went on Amazon, and there's a brand called Bulk Supplements. They have pretty much everything under the sun, but I got a 1 pound bag of magnesium citrate powder from there, which magnesium citrate is kind of the easiest to digest. It can cause like a laxative effect if you take too much. But I bought that in bulk, and it was a $20 bag of magnesium citrate, and I am maybe an eighth of the way through that bag, and that's in 6 months. It'll probably expire before I use it all. And then in addition to that, I use Morton Light Salt, which is basically, it's a sodium or a 50% less sodium type of salt that's advertised for people that are like trying to reduce sodium in their diets. But it is a 50-50 mix of sodium and potassium. And so with using that, I'm able to get both the sodium and potassium as electrolytes in my water. So I add that along with the magnesium citrate powder, and then any flavoring that I want in my water. And that's what we all drink. I mean, the kids even drink it now because they like it too. So it's something that around the house we just use, and it's very inexpensive to go that route. As far as overseas, I know, Linda, you mentioned that being overseas is something that you might not have access to. So I would look around and see if there's something similar to the Morton Light Salt. It's just in the spice section at our grocery stores. So something like that might be a 50-50 split of sodium and potassium, just if you wanted to try it. I think I spend about $3 on it, and that's once a month or so that I have to buy a little canister of that to get us through, and that's with 4 of us drinking this stuff all the time. So that's kind of my take on electrolytes. And then Linda had a second question as well. She asked about me eating my burger patties cold. She mentioned that she has trouble reheating meat. She only likes it when it's cooked fresh and doesn't like reheating it. And in many ways, I'm the same. So a lot of times I will eat next day meat cold, because I'm not a fan of it when it's been reheated. I feel like the texture changes, and then sometimes the flavor's a little off when you reheat it. Personally, with burger patties, especially if they don't have cheese and they're just plain burger patties, I prefer them cold. So I will basically, we season them however we're going to season them and cook them. And then when I go to eat them the next day, I eat them cold. I do go ahead and cook them to the internal temperature that I like, which for burgers, I like them well done. And so they're usually very, very firm, being cold. So you kind of break them apart into firmer pieces. And so the texture is different. It's not the same kind of like juicy burger patty. But it still is a nice, the flavor is the same, but the texture is a little different. It's very, very good. If you do dairy, cold burger patties are absolutely delicious, dipped in sour cream. Is like one of the best things in the world, I swear. But if sour cream isn't your thing, just regular yellow mustard is really, really good if you dip it in that. Tzatziki, if you make your own or find a good one in the grocery store, a nice tzatziki like dipping sauce or something is really delicious with burger patties too. Or even some of the soft cheeses like Boursin cheese or the Alouette cheese that's that's the really soft like herb and garlic flavored ones, something like that, like smeared on a burger patty when it's cold is divine. So I think that there are definitely ways to enjoy it cold, and I would try it. Make one without, doing a big batch cook. Make one or two and stick them in the fridge and then try them a couple of different ways and see if you like it. I definitely enjoy it. I didn't used to, but it's one of those things that over time, just kind of playing around with, I really realized that that's something that I like to do in bulk. So that's one of my things. So Linda, I hope that helped. And I'm going to tag you in the Facebook group so that you know that I answered your questions. So yeah, I guess that's it. And so day 5 on the books. And I'm excited, and I'm going to do day 6 tomorrow. So I'll see you in the morning, and we'll knock out day 6 together. So thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate every single moment of your time and all of you guys cheering me on. I really appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow. All right. Bye. Oh, and if you have any more questions, drop them in there and I'll try and answer everybody. Okay.